Hello friends, another vlog day for you. So after some trial and error, we've successfully got the first egg printed. You can see there's multiple colors going on here, and I'll explain that. But I had started to make the base of the egg with the tail end of the test filament that came with the machine, which was this same color up here. And figuring I would just switch over to the other spool that I have purchased once it was out, because the machine comes with I'll lower this camera a little bit. There we go. The machine does come with a sensor to let you know when you're running out. What I did not know is that you actually have to go into the settings up there on the LED screen and set it for that to actually sense. It's not automatically on. You have to toggle that on. So when it ran out, I didn't notice at first, and I happened to look over, and it was just like printing around in the air with nothing coming out, and then like this little ridge of plastic down on the bottom. It just had made a ring and then run out, and then was just going like it was still had stuff. So I had to stop that, and I wound up just giving the ring to my kid to play with, so he could like play ring toss with it, toss it over things, use it like a frisbee or whatever. And started another one with a new spool of material that color changes. So that's what this red to blue on the bottom is. It's a color changing. It's like a dual color silk or something like that. So I started the bottom, got the bottom printed, and it was fine. And then went to make the top, but had forgotten what settings I put because I scaled this down to, I think, 80% of the original. Yeah, 80% of the original. And hours went by, and I went back to redo the top and forgot and scaled it down to 75. So this is the top that printed at 75, and as you can see, would not fit. Very clearly the wrong size. Not by like a ton, but enough. So then I had to set it up to try to print the top again, and this time I remembered to do the sensor, so it would sense when the filament ran out. And it did run out about here, as you can see, and I had to spool in the next color. So I just went back to this blue color that it was originally, and I think it still looks cool. And right now I'm running a bottom in the 75% to match this one, so that I have an actual complete egg out of it, and I'll just have to put a smaller dragon in it. So here's the finished product. Little baby Diddy in it. This is the Diddy Dex pattern by Jody. What is her full Instagram? I'll put it down in the thing. I can't remember her full Instagram. I did change it a little bit. Rather than individually crocheting the horns and sewing them on, I just service crocheted little horns, and I did the same for the ears, so it'd be less so. I also, after I had made the head, kind of read ahead into the body instructions and realized that the legs were going to be a sew on, but that I didn't feel like they needed to be, so I crocheted them first and then just crocheted them into the round when I got to that part, just to try to speed things up a little bit, make it a little bit more market friendly. So there's Diddy Dex in his egg. I did realize after I pulled him out of his market bag, because this was one I made while I was out of market, that I forgot to give him his wings. So I will be doing that today. But there he is, looking cute. And this locking mechanism is pretty cool. The way it's set up, it's like two little slots on the inside that line up with these little ridges here. And when you line them up, and then just slide to the side, it matches up perfectly every time. I think I put them on the wrong side, but if I turn it, yeah, there. Then the color even matches up perfectly, so it'll always line up with those little latching mechanisms. So that's pretty cool. I like that. So Today I'm going to put wings on Diddy, finish the other half of this egg, so I'll have another one. This is going to be smaller than probably the optimum for my booth, because if I'm making them out of Bernat, it'll need to be this big, unless I just want to make a bunch out of Big Beer and Posh to fit in here. But this first one I think I'm going to use as a Christmas present for my niece. She's getting a Night Fury variant of the Diddy Dex. I'm going to make it in Posh so it's smaller. That's my update for now, and I will see y'all later. So my kids, for their Secret Santa, each told me they wanted me to make a Light Fury or a Night Fury. My son wants to give a Night Fury for his, and my daughter a Light Fury for hers. I already made the Night Fury, but seriously, I cannot get over. Look how tiny these feet are in Posh. Like, the whole dragon is ridiculously small in Posh. And of course, I'm making tiny eggs to put them in. Good morning. It is Thursday, which means Happy Thanksgiving, by the way. And this is what I've been doing for the last couple of days, just playing around with my printer and figuring out how I want to do these eggs. So you can see I've got 3 different sizes here. This was the first one that I did at the 80%, and it's pretty big, but it's actually like the perfect size for the Bernat blanket Diddy Dex. So I think 80% is going to be my go-to for the bigger Bernat blanket Diddy Dex. And let me actually do this. This is, like I said, 80% of the original file. So the original file is like huge. Like, it would fill up my entire print tray, I think. Just super big. And it weighs 204 grams. And each spool of filament comes with about 1,000 grams. So that means I could make almost 5 of these on a spool, a little less than 5. So I might have, like, the last one might have like a smidgen of another color or something on it, to get 5 full ones. Let's see if we can get this back together. Oh, I did it backwards. There. If you line it up right, then the colors line up really nicely on the main part here. Okay, so that's the 80% one, Bernat Blanket Diddy Dex. So then the next one, I did it accidentally. I had printed the bottom of this one at 80% and then went to print the top but forgot what settings I'd used. So I printed it at 75%, which obviously didn't fit. So I had to print a 80% top for this one and a 75% bottom for this one, just to have a matching one. But I was out of this filament. I ran out on this, so that's why this one is 2 colors. So this is 75%, and I have a Diddy Dex made out of Posh in here. And as you can tell, there's actually like a lot of room left. I did the toothless mod on this one. But yeah, see, he's really small inside this egg. There's like a lot of space left. So I knew I could go a little bit smaller and save on material and lower the cost a little bit. But this one's going to be a gift. My kids are participating in a Secret Santa with their cousins. And my son said he wanted a Night Fury for his Secret Santa. So then my daughter piped up and said she wanted the Light Fury for her Secret Santa. So this size, I'm not going to do any more of, so I'm not going to worry about measuring that. So then I just knew I could go down a little further, so I went down to 60%, which is this egg. And you can actually tell the difference right there. So my chart says that this one would be sold for $55 when you include the time spent on the dragon, which is somewhere between an hour and a half, and the materials of the dragon and of the egg. I didn't count any time for the egg because it really doesn't, I mean, I set it and walk away. It doesn't really take any of my time. It's just the material cost. So then this one being 60% smaller, or not 60% smaller, but it's at 60%. So here's the Light Fury in Posh. She turned out really cute. So this little bitty egg is 104 grams. And now that I'm thinking about it, I think I plugged that into my cost calculator incorrectly, but not by very much. What did I put it in as? I might have put like 144, so it might make a little bit of a difference, but not a huge one. But so it was running up at 45, so like 55, 45 for the baby and Posh, and then the egg at 60%. See, she fits nicely, nice and snug. Head pops into the top. And I gotta find the latches. There they are. There we go. And the nice thing about this particular size is that both halves can fit on the tray at the same time. So you can print the whole egg in one go. It takes about 4 hours. As opposed to the big guy, has to be done one half at a time. So I think my plan for now is to have maybe 2 more of the big guys. Maybe do a Night and a Light Fury. And then have this one variegated. And then like another 10 or so of the little ones. And have the 2 different price points for the dragons. $10 doesn't seem like a huge difference in the price point, but I think that break from the 50 makes a difference. You know, like sometimes people don't want to go over 50, but if it's under 50, they're like, oh, that's a great deal. I can do that. So that's kind of my thought process there. We'll see how it goes. But this is all part of my prep for the Toy Fest in March. I got into the South Mississippi Toy Festival, which is put on by the Salvation Army, and the proceeds from it, like the booth fees and the there's donations from the vendors too sometimes, and they do a raffle, and like all that kind of stuff goes to the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, and so it's like a big charity event. But it's also just like it's like a Comic-Con for toys. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. So I got in for that one for March and for August. So right now we're preparing for the March one. And I want to have a good dozen, I guess, dragon eggs, including the two or three big ones, and then like 10 smaller ones. And I'm going to have my Link and all my sailors and the other character plushies I'm doing, plus some bigger dragons. And I'll have to figure out kind of what I want to bring for like the lower price point for things. I may just stick with a bunch of the little critters and just have like an array of the little critters, because yes, it's a toy con or a toy fest, and it's like primarily like nerdy kind of stuff, but it's also people just like, you know, cute things. So I think that'll work really well. Oh, and Pokemon, I think every single pattern from Aaron's Yarnimals. It was like I went a little crazy. I think she was having a sale one day, but I had sat down and dropped like $80 on her shop in one day and bought like every pattern she has. So I'm going to be working through all of those. We got a couple of months to get ready for this one, like 4 months. So I think that's plenty of time to get what I want to get made. And that's what I'm going to be working on. So that's my update for today. I think I'm going to go ahead and edit what I have and throw it up on my YouTube today. I'm going to try this for a little while, just doing a more informal kind of vloggy style, and have more frequent uploads instead of trying to plan out videos and spend a whole lot of time editing them. I'm going to see if this works a little bit better to have more content up, although it's maybe not as messed around with. And see if y'all like that. You like hearing from me more often, or would you rather wait between uploads and get something that's more edited? You have to let me know. So that's going to be it for today. I'm going to probably make some more JD Dexes. I don't know why it took me so long to get on the bandwagon with this pattern, because it's a lot of fun. See you later.